There was this last example from Digit, the user test, and you said that they had 3 prototypes, 3 different ideas.
Yeah.
And did you went through all of these different prototypes with every user, with the 5 users?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so the one story that you went through with each of them, they checked all the 3 prototypes.
Yeah, so yeah, each one tried, all 4 actually, because we considered their existing, they had sort of like a beta version of their marketing page, so each customer actually looked at 4. I've done a lot of sprints where that was the case. I like to give the decider 3 choices, 3 super votes. If I think it's at all possible, we can prototype that many. And I really like that head-to-head test. The reason I like the head-to-head test is for one thing, it allows the decider to choose things that are in a very different direction. They don't have to play it safe. They can try something really risky and also a safe option. It's also so easy to interpret when you watch people kind of effectively shopping. They're like saying, oh, there's 4 options, and you just hear them kind of weighing like, well, this one, that one, that one. It's something that customers are very good at. Like, we're all good at shopping for things, kind of comparing which one seems the best for us. So there's a lot of good things about that. What we would do is we would change the order that they looked at the prototypes to try to a little bit, remove any like recency bias or whatever. But to be honest, those tests, under no circumstances is that a scientific test on Friday. You learn a ton from it, but it shouldn't be thought of as like a scientific test. And if you allow yourself to say it's not scientific, that frees you to do things like put in 4 options and have them have different brands and stuff and mix it up. Because the reality is, when you really watch people using it, you can tell what is the obvious stuff that makes sense to us that we can understand, and where is it hard to interpret. Well, maybe that was because of this or that. But there's always obvious stuff that just hits you in the face. And in that case, it was obvious. They didn't trust it until it got into the super hardcore details about how it worked. Otherwise, they were like, start up my money, not into it.
And when you do the iteration, do you choose other or new users for the test? Or?
Yes, always different users, because when they come in a second time, they're not fresh anymore, and they're kind of on to the. I mean, you're honest with them that you're testing prototypes, but the second time they're starting to become a pro at like evaluating it. They're really like, I want people to react honestly and not be in this mode of giving feedback, and that's a really important distinction. That's why the prototypes are realistic. They're not paper prototypes, because I want an honest reaction, and you only really get that from the first time people see it, usually.
Yeah. If you had user research before, would you have the same people come in to test the prototype?
No, unless I only have like 5 customers in the whole world, which is, I mean, honestly, sometimes that's the case. Like, there was a product I worked with where their customers were hedge fund CEOs, and there are not that many of those. And so they tested with them in the beginning, and then, a while later, they kind of had to test with a similar group of people. But no, you're going to want to have different people if you possibly can, except for like weird edge cases.
That you said about the testing. I mean, like, if they were part in the user research before the sprint, you would find try to.
Like, you mean like if like week 1, like, or week 0, I've done some research and I talked to 5 people or something, and now it's week 1 or it's the next week, and we're running a design sprint now. I would, if I can, I'd recruit 5 fresh people who are target customers, but they haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.